For every fighting Highland man, stand by your brother, die for the clan. But when the whistle blows and the battle's done, be shifted by shine like the sun. We don't play for fame, we don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the clash of the ash.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have another graveyard deck. I've shared a couple graveyard decks. Actually, this is the second one I've shared in the last week, so I kind of apologize to you guys. But at the same time, I saw this deck in top 100 gameplay over above 6150 trophies, and I noticed it was free-to-play friendly. I'm always trying to look out for you guys, the free-to-play players, because I know that's the majority of my audience. And this deck works wonders, and what really caught my eye is that it has Skeleton Army, which is a really cool card and oftentimes undervalued. I'm here joined by Dark Prince. Let's go into a live match right now. Look at, he's playing against Sana Dude, who's actually a Finnish pro player. I've had him on the channel a couple times before, and of course he's playing a Golem deck. So man, we're just gonna start with a live match right out the gate here, guys, and it looks like Dark Prince is gonna absolutely put a ton of pressure here in the opposite lane as soon as Sana Dude drops that Golem, but he's gonna have a hard time. It's probably gonna be a tower trade here. He's gonna have a hard time defending. Let's see what happens. A Skarmy on the Golem gonna take like 2/3 HP, make that all the HP away from that Golem and kill the Golem. But does he have, what else does he have? It looks like he's gonna go ahead and sacrifice that tower, even though I thought he had Fireball in hand. Maybe he used it in the previous sequence and I missed it. Either way, let's see how he plays this here. He's going to wait for the opponent here, Sana, to pump up, and it looks like he's just going to save all his elixir to go in for an aggressive Graveyard in Giant. Here it is. Graveyard, Giant in the pocket, and boom, Lumberjack in the pocket as well. Lumberjack is so strong, man. Look at how fast that Lumberjack can chop down that Giant, but not before Dark Prince takes down that pump and does a decent amount of damage to the right tower there. But we're only about halfway through this match, guys. It could be anybody's game, but remember that Sana Dude definitely has the advantage as we get into double elixir time. And there it goes, the big Golem drop behind his King Tower, knowing that he does have a little bit of an elixir lead here, actually making a bit of an elixir lead. It's going to be trouble here for Dark Prince. Dark Prince, I talked to him before the video, by the way, and he said he has no problem doing a live match and showing losses. So win or loss, we're going to share this replay with you guys either way. And here it comes, another Skarmy down. A good answer by Sana Dude with the baby dragon there. Now it's a baby dragon Night Witch in tow behind that Golem, and we have a Lumberjack and a Mega Minion. This is going to be really, really tough here to defend against, guys. I don't even know if he can pull this off. It looks like he's probably going to get 3 crowned here, guys. He does have Fireball, I think. There's the Fireball, and wow, okay, I thought he was going to lose the tower there. That looked really, really, really tricky to defend. 1,000 HP left on his King Tower. Things are not looking so good, and you'll notice that Sana Dude, being a very good player, he starts out with the Night Witch first and then places the Golem, and of course DP gives him the well played. This is going to be really tricky here. He's not going to be, okay, here he is. He is going to go in with the Golem and Graveyard. I wasn't sure if he was going to there, but he kind of has to. It's going to be a base race, guys. A Skarmy in the pocket, a Giant on the tower, 400 HP. The tower is down, but this is going to be trouble here, guys. He's going to get 3 crowned. He's going to get 3 crowned here. No! Oh, man! Look at that, guys. No time left on the clock. Good game, man. I thought Sana Dude had him there on the 3 crown, and of course he would have had he only had like literally 1 or 2 more seconds left in the match. Guys, in today's video, by the way, welcome to the channel. I felt like we just hopped right into that replay there. I have a lot of replays to share with you guys. This is next video's replays. Let's watch one against Pompeo playing this deck. Pompeo still going with his OG favorite deck. I'm really bummed out. I had a bunch of Pompeo replays to share with you guys for another Pompeo video, and then the maintenance break hit yesterday, so I lost all the replays, but hopefully we'll have him back on the channel again. This time we'll see Pompeo actually as the opponent here, focusing on Dark Prince's deck. Now again, I had the opportunity to talk to Dark Prince a little bit about the deck, and I want to share some strategy tips and advice as we like to do here in CWA with you guys. And one thing about this deck that you'll say, that the first thing that Dark Prince told me about this deck that is a little bit different than normal giant decks is that he will always start out matches with a giant in the back of the king tower as the first play. That's a very unorthodox move, but you're going to see some serious power pushes like the one that you just saw there against Pompeo, just taking the tower on the very first push. Now, the thing that Dark Prince likes to do here, and you're going to see he's able to defend really easily too, just a fireball with a knockback against the balloon now, very easy in the Mega Minion, and just like that, only 1 minute into this match, he's already pretty much secured the victory as long as he defends and plays this appropriately. Now, back to the giant as a starting play. Again, guys, it's unorthodox. We always preach never to do that, but Dark Prince, I'm actually going to go ahead and flash his text guide to this deck right now on the overlay. His English is not his first language, so bear with the grammatical errors or whatever, but it's really, really good advice, guys. So you might want to go ahead and just pause and screenshot or read this all off. But essentially, he says the reason he likes putting down that giant in the back as a starting play is, one, because frankly, the meta right now, there's not a lot of Expo. It's a pretty bad spot for Expo right now, and that's a big reason why you wouldn't play your giant in the back. And then, other than that, you're able to really lean on the defenses of this deck and the zap bait of this deck to defend in the opposite lane, bait out the opponent's zap spell, and then pressure heavy in the giant lane, hopefully for a big positive elixir advantage on your part, and hopefully taking their tower. So if you can lightly defend against your punish lane, where they're trying to punish you after you drop the giant, which is 9 times out of 10 going to be the case, you can bait out their zap and hit him with a big graveyard push. Another thing you're going to notice here as he secures the 3-crown victory against Pomp is, and we didn't do play-by-play in this match, because honestly, guys, he pretty much had it won on that first big monster push against Pompeo, and don't worry, we will show you a Lava Loon replay as well. Another thing you're gonna see DP do here, let's watch do we want to watch this one? No, let's watch this one against Xe NATO, Hog Xe NATO, because he has the Valkyrie as well for the graveyard. It's a tough matchup, and the NATO to activate the King Tower on the graveyard, which you can do, guys. I see some people here and there in the comments saying you can't activate with NATO anymore on graveyard. You certainly can, and it's not even that tricky to do so. You just make sure that you have the NATO Vortex or whatever placed directly on the edge of that King Tower, and it will activate most of the time, depending on the RNG factor of the skeleton spawned. Now, here we go, guys. This is a really big push, and there it is. That's the King Tower activation. There's a really big push coming in, but look at the zap right here. He's going to kill and finish off those goblins and just get a ton of damage with that giant, despite that Executioner. Eventually, the Executioner dies to the skeletons, and despite the King Tower activation, we take that tower down to 1157 HP. Not a bad push at all there. So the thing about this deck, right, is that you have the Skarmy, which is just great in this deck, and it's especially great when you already have a tower down. You can absolutely catch your opponent off guard, incredibly off guard, especially in double elixir, dropping the giant or dropping the graveyard, pause for 1 elixir, drop the giant in the pocket, pause for 1 elixir, and drop the Skarmy. Good luck defending that. Also, you can use the bats. I was actually co-hosting a stream with Simple, the pro from Kranis Esports, who's going to come back on the channel, by the way, soon. And he said that, in his opinion, bats were one of the best cards in the entire game. Certainly the best support card, just because of the sheer amount of DPS they can put out for only 2 elixir. Really, really strong card, and you can use that to your advantage, defending with bats or using the bats with the giant as zap bait and then punishing with the Skarmy. So the synergy between bats, graveyard, and Skarmy is just awesome, and it really works well in this deck. Again, another thing you'll notice on Dark Prince here, guys, is he plays his archers in the same lane oftentimes rather than splitting them. That's to bait out the opponent's spell and them to try to pressure them after the fact, especially if they have poison. That's what you guys are going to want to do. But right now, luckily for graveyard users, and that's why we happen to be sharing a lot of graveyard decks here on the channel, is that poison's not so popular anymore. Not as popular as it was the previous meta, at least, and that kind of opens up a new opportunity to shine for graveyard users. Now, check out Dark Prince here. He's going to go ahead and play some bats, again, bats OP in the right lane. Of course, unfortunately, he takes that last hit on the Hog Rider and loses that tower, but still, look at the elixir advantage right now, and look at him go all in here on this giant push. Despite the Valkyrie, he's going to play the giant in the pocket. He has that graveyard fireball coming down. That's going to take care of the executioner almost, and look at that. It didn't look like that was a beautiful push there, but still, with that Mega Minion swing, we get the left tower down to 99 HP. Not too shabby, guys. You guys are gonna really like this deck, I think, and it's a deck that will perform even against like over-leveled elite barbarians, and it's good for free-to-play players because the only epic card in the deck is Skarmy, which if we kind of harken back to my top 10 cards where level doesn't matter all that much, Skarmy was one of the cards on the list because Skarmy is effective oftentimes even if a little bit lagging behind in level, and the only legendary is obviously the win condition. You can't have a free-to-play friendly graveyard deck without, of course, having graveyard in it. So I can't do much about that for you guys. But anyway, guys, a CWA video is not complete without a verse Lava Hound matchup, because you guys know what I'm gonna say. Everybody in the comments. But Ash, what about Lava Loon? Lava Loon wrecks this deck. Well, let's go ahead and see how you handle a Lava Loon matchup playing this graveyard deck here. So we're gonna start out with the Giant in the back again. Giant in the back is his favorite starting play. It just feels so weird to say that. Of course, if you're not comfortable with it, by all means, don't do it. Just ignore that if you want to. I'm just relaying the tips from the pro to your ears. So here we go. It's going to be a big push here. We have, you can see the bats, we have the Mega Minion, and we have the graveyard. And now we don't need the Skarmy right now, but if they were to drop something other than a Valkyrie, we would be able to respond with a Skarmy as well, because the zap was out of hand there. Just, of course, in single elixir time, like with any deck, and especially any graveyard deck, you don't want to get super aggressive. You want to make sure that you're leaving yourself with enough elixir to defend, like we just saw there. We had Fireball, we had Archers, and we denied that balloon any serious damage on our left tower. So a little bit more chip damage with that surviving Archer there, and here comes the big first monster push out of the opponent. Lava Hound in the back, we're going to play a Giant. Same lane at the bridge. This is very important to focus on right now, guys, because this is basically the interaction that you guys really want to pay attention to, right? Giant at the bridge followed by the Mega Minion. That's going to allow the Giant to, I think, take the tower down here. He does. And then we're going to tower trade. Look at the restraint shown by Dark Prince on this exchange, guys. He's going to go ahead and fireball this, and here comes the balloon. Now, bad players, such as yours truly, would zap this balloon here and then maybe cycle to the Mega Minion and just defend. However, Dark Prince is much smarter and a much better player than I am, guys. And what he does is he decides to tower trade and save his elixir, because he knew if he had used 4 or 5 elixir rather and cycled to the Mega Minion, he would be out in air counter on the Mega Minion, and he would be down 5 elixir on the zap and the Mega Minion there, and he'd be way behind in this match, and he'd probably go on to lose the match. Now we got about 1,000 damage or so on that right tower with the graveyard and Giant, and then as soon as he drops the Lava Hound, as soon as that Lava Hound kind of crosses the middle area and we have enough elixir, we go in aggressively with another Giant in the pocket and another graveyard down. Despite this Valkyrie, we're able to take down that tower, preserving full HP on our right tower and coming away with the W. So guys, what do you think? Do you like this deck? I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it. You play it differently than you would a traditional like Giant beatdown deck or a traditional graveyard poison deck. So guys, wishing you the best of success. A huge shout out to Dark Prince. Check out his player stats and profile in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Huge shout out to Bren Chung, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.